Good afternoon. Joining us to give us his take of Day 23 and this week is one of the prosecutors in charge for Article 7, Bayan Muna Congressman Nery Colmenares. Welcome to Rappler, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, sir, today we had Justice Secretary Laila De Lima being discharged from the stand. Tell us what more are the plans of the prosecution for Article 7?
Well, may mga witnesses pa kami katulad ng custodians ng records na nagpapakita na inappoint ni Vice President at the time Arroyo si Chief Justice Corona na spokesman niya, na naging Chief of Staff later as nung presidente na siya, tapos Executive Secretary, tapos Justice, tapos Chief Justice. Para ipakita lang namin na malapit silang dalawa at may malaking utang na loob si Chief Justice Corona kay Ginang Arroyo. Yung sunod yung doktor ni Ginang Arroyo para magpapakita sa impeachment court na actually wala namang malaking urgency para bilisan mo yung TRO. Pwedeng maghintay ka ng 5 days, mag-hearing ka muna bago mo issue. Tapos yung clerk of court, of course, ng Korte Suprema para prubahan namin yung mga sinasabi kong kaninang he alone. He alone could have extended the office hours. He alone drafted the resolution. He alone approved it, the decision. Siya lang mag-isang doon. He alone could have suppressed the dissent of Justice Sereno. He alone could have informed Maidas Marquez kung anong i-announce. He alone could have marami as Chief Justice kasi very, very powerful ang Chief Justice na halos hindi ma-check ng ibang justices yung kanyang ginagawa, especially sa katulad nito mga unsigned resolutions. Of course, Justice Sereno is, we hope, matuloy siya. And other witnesses to prove Article 7, yung 6 acts ng Article 7 na sinasabi namin, yung marami naming he alone to prove that.
So speaking of Justice Sereno, this afternoon, Senator Trillanes moved that the Senate send what he called written interrogatory, so more or less like a questionnaire type to Justice Sereno. But you said that you will actually file a motion to invite. So can you elaborate that?
Well, yung sa akin, we appreciate the ginawa ni Senator Trillanes. I mean, that's good. Sa search for truth, napaka-importante ng proposal niya. Yung sa ganang amin lang naman, if the Senate will allow, itry muna yung invitation para marinig natin ng diretsahan si Justice Sereno. Kasi ang written interrogatories, magpapadala ka ng parang sulat sa kanya with a set of questions at sasagutin niya, ipapadala niya rin dito. So, hindi talaga magkaharapan pa. So, ngayon, nasa Senado of course yan, kung anong plano nila. Pero sa amin lang, nag-invite na ang Senado. Si Representative Bolet Banal, in-invite nila. So, pwede rin siguro mag-invite na rin kay Justice Sereno.
On the part of the prosecution, have you had any communication with Justice Sereno in terms of preparing for the case?
Wala Actually, I consulted the legal team before. Pwede ba akong pumunta doon sa Korte Suprema? It's the right of the lawyer to talk to the prospective witness. Mahabang debate, in the end, sabi ng legal team namin, wag na, ma-misinterpret pa lang yan na parang nakikiano ka doon, papasukin mo yon, tsaka parang enemy territory kung baga ba. So sabi nila, hindi, alam naman natin yung dissent niya Anyway, pag nagsubpi na siya, she will testify on her dissent, doon na tayo mag-direct sa kanya. Kasi ako naman, minsan sinasabi ni Senate President Enrile, kausapin niyo muna witness niyo bago niyo i-present. Pero may mga witnesses talagang hindi makausap ng katulad ni Justice Sereno. So, I never made that attempt so far of going to the Supreme Court.
But playing the devil's advocate, why do you think having her testify here is crucial, since it also came from the prosecution that everything that she said in her dissenting opinion is already a matter of public record?
Well, actually, that's what we believe. In fact, hindi lang naman dissenting opinion ni Justice Sereno ang ebidensya namin. Maraming yung dokumentong sinabi ko kanina, yung 4 na court records para sa amin sa prosecution, enough to convict yung 4 na records November 22 resolution, concurring opinion ni Justice Velasco, concurring opinion ni Justice Abad, at yung TRO mismo. Kaya lang, kini-question ng defense hearsay daw yun Sabi nila, hearsay kasi yun. Parang gusto ng defense, papuntahin mo siya dito para siguradong hindi hearsay. So it was the defense actually who forced us to really make sure that Sereno comes. So sa akin, let's see if Justice Sereno, in the interest of truth and accountability, makatulong naman doon sa paghanap ng katotohanan dito. Alam ko, may constraint siya kasi may ginawang rule ang Korte Suprema na
Yes.
pinagbabawalan siya. Pero alam ko, mahirap na desisyon yun at hindi basta-basta. So, well, at least it's for her to decide, and we really hope she will decide in favor of coming over and testifying.
Congressman Daza mentioned the need for a waiver in case she would agree to testify or she would volunteer to testify, that a waiver needs to be secured from the Supreme Court.
Yun ang problema doon sa rules ng Korte Suprema eh. Nagsabi sila na confidential. Ngayon, ang justice, kung gusto niyang pumunta, may waiver siya, okay lang yon, decision niya yun ng justice eh. Kaya lang, humingi ka ng paalam pa sa Korte Suprema. Parang, wow. Ibig sabihin, hihingi pa si Justice Sereno ng approval ni Chief Justice Corona na pumunta dito. So, really, it's a strange rule, no? But sa akin naman, ano ang gagawin nila kay Justice Sereno? Anong gagawin ng Korte Suprema kay Justice Sereno? Well, actually, I don't even think it's the Supreme Court who will, si Chief Justice lang naman yung involved talaga dito eh, not the other justices. So I really hope na they don't even need to go through that waiver and just allow her in the interest of truth. Sabi naman ni Justice Corona eh, punto por punto kung sasagutin, o di sagutin niya. Mayroon naman siyang depensa later on. Let Justice Sereno testify at if his turn comes, he can also testify, or somebody else, another justice can testify on his behalf. And I think that's very important dito, that sa interest naman ng katotohanan, sige, maglabasan lahat para makapagdesisyon ang Senado ng mas objective.
Sir, there is talk that this will be the last article of the prosecution, Article 7, because reportedly you're planning to cut short your presentation of witnesses and evidence. Has there anything been finalized with that regard?
Wala pa. And in fact, ako, sinasabi ko na yan noon, we decide after Article 7.
Okay.
Ibig ko sabihin, napaka-natural nun. Tingnan mo kung malakas ng ebidensya mo sa 2, of course. Malakas na sa 3, of course. Dagdagan mo pa ng Article 7. Kung tingin namin malakas na talagang ebidensya namin sa 3 at sufficient to convict, we don't want to waste the time of the Senate and the people. At siguro pagod na rin kayo dito sa Senado. Tapusin na namin. Kasi depende yan sa assessment namin, and we will decide when the proper time comes.
So, what's like your timetable? By next week perhaps, deciding?
Ako, pag kukonti lang yung objection ni Justice Cuevas, baka by 1 week, 2 weeks at the most, tapos na kami. Hindi kami definitely aabot sa lampas ng first week ng March. Oo, hindi kami, I don't think lalampas kami. That depends on Justice Cuevas, of course, kung marami siyang objection. So far naman, konti yung objection niya sa amin. So I'm very happy na at least siguro, yung matagal ko nang sinasabi noon pa, na ang tamang proseso talaga dito, hayaan ng prosekusyon na maglahad ng ebidensya with minimum interruption. At hayaan ng defense maglahad ng ebidensya with minimum interruption also. And then let the Senate decide. Mas yun pa yung aking proposal noon pa, kaysa sa magdebate kami dito on the rules of court, which will never be used in the end. A senator will decide on the whatever basis, at that's it. A decision niya, i-acquit ko eh. So anong problema mo? Prosekusyon, i-acquit ko eh. Can we go up to the Supreme Court and say, well, you violated the rules of court, Your Honor? Eh, hindi naman pwede. So all this talk about the rules of court when we're not going to use it in the end anyway, is I think a useless debate. And secondly, there are many due process respected outside the rules of court. Hindi naman totoo yan na porket wala siya sa rules of court, wala ng due process. Napaka-arrogant naman naming mga lawyers to think that only our rules accord due process. In fact, the rules of the Senate in investigations nila dito does not even have the rules of court. Eh. So, sa akin naman, kung titingnan mo yan, ang proseso dito dapat simple lang. Kung gaano magtanggal ang Korte Suprema ng judges sa baba, ganun din dapat ang proceedings sa pagtanggal ng isang justice. Pareho lang. Pag nagtanggal sila ng justice sa baba, hindi naman criminal proceedings yan. Eh. In fact, administrative lang yan eh. O di magtanggal ng justice, huwag dapat umiba, pareho rin. So, kung ganun, ang sundin ni Justice Cuevas, siguro baka next week tapos na kami. kasi mabilis lang ma-present yung evidence namin.
So, na-cut down na to 1 week to go.
Well, cut down, no? Of course, preparation is important kasi kung hindi ka prepared, di talaga tatagal ka kasi maraming objection, may mali-mali. So far, so good naman kami. We're very happy. I hope tuloy-tuloy na ito na nakaprepare kami ng mabuti at hindi na mangyari yung mga previous na mga pampahaba ng mga objections.
Speaking of previous incidents, it's the end of the week. It's been quite a week for the prosecution. On Tuesday, there was that Senate President Enrile rejecting your witness, but today he seemed to be liberal and categorical about saying this is not a criminal trial, and then meron siyang mga binabanggit about the quantum of evidence that might be leaning toward what the prosecution wants. Like assessing the week for the prosecution, especially in relation to the pronouncements of Senator Enrile. What kind of a week do you think it's been for you?
Para sa amin, it's a great week. Of course, natalo kami doon sa PAL Vice President. Pero in general, nag-end yung Article 2 on a high note. Hindi talaga ako, duda na ako paano i-explain ni Chief Justice yung mga SALN. Article 3, ang hirap nun. Ang hirap ligtasan ni Chief Justice Corona yung Article 3. Final na ang decision. May sumulat sa yung lawyer. As Chief Justice, there are only two ways to go about it. Ibasura mo yung sulat ni Attorney Mendoza o kaya ibalik mo sa kanya with a sabihin mo, I will hold you in contempt. Bakit mo ginagawa to? Sinusulatan mo ako. Hindi. Inagenda niya yung sulat ni Attorney Mendoza at hindi lang inagenda. Nanalo pa si Attorney Mendoza bigla, no, na reverse. So, malakas yun. Pag ikaw ay Chief Justice talaga, hindi mo gagawin yun, no? So, malakas yun. Article 7, ito. Si Ginang Arroyo, pinapabura ni Chief Justice Corona. Malakas para sa amin yung issue na yun. At tingin ko naman maraming naniniwala sa amin na yung inisyong TRO. At yun siyempre ipoprove namin sa Article 7. Hindi yun innocenteng decision ni Chief Justice na i-grant yung TRO. It was a conscious decision on his part to protect President Arroyo and give her the opportunity to escape from justice. We will try to establish that in Article 7.
Okay, thank you so much, Congressman Colmenares. Maraming salamat. Thank you for joining our... Ai Makaray.